You're back and we're thrilled to have you. Hello, my name is Essen. I'm with Propel Project Marketing Group and Sutton Group West Coast Realty. For this month's Market Insight video, we'll be speaking to the recent interest rate hikes and what that could mean for the BC housing market. Before I go any further, wanted to thank everyone for the comments from last month's video. As a result, it became pretty clear that we needed a little bit more context around the months of inventory metric. You see, in the industry, many of us regard anything less than 4 months of inventory on the market as a seller's market. And as you may remember, in last month's video, we reported 1.9 months of inventory. So clearly, we are in a seller's market. Before speaking to interest rates and what that could mean for the real estate market, just a friendly reminder that I am not an economist, nor do I play one on TV. I'm just looking to share some of my observations with you from my experiences and a few of the cycles that I've witnessed. So in short, my crystal ball is broken. Now, moving on to the topic at hand of interest rates. As many of you know, recently the Bank of Canada, after months of speculation, did increase their overnight interest rate by 0.5%. I believe that was back on March 2nd. And as a result, we've had a massive influx of questions from our clients and buyers specifically as to what that could mean for the BC housing market. All of these questions and comments got me thinking, and I realized that maybe I should speak to interest rate hikes for this month. You see, there's been a ton of data since 1980. Why is that? We've had approximately 10 mortgage tightening cycles since then. And as a result, we've collected a massive amount of data, a lot of opinion from a lot smarter people than myself. And after a lot of research and listening in on webinars and chief economists, I've come to the conclusion that there really isn't a consensus on what a mortgage rate tightening cycle means for the BC housing market. That's correct. There is no consensus because there is a lot of variation in this data. And none of it is really compelling enough to signify some kind of mechanical one-to-one relationship. So for example, rates are going up, prices go down, rates go up, sales go down. The only exception is the 1980s, where we had that massive spike in interest rates that were between 10 and 20%, which no one is really predicting for our near future. What I can speak to with great confidence is the patterns that I've observed over the last 16 years. We've had some kind of traumatic world or economic event, which then is followed by ultra low interest rates to try to keep the economy afloat. Then what happens is, as that initial shock wears off, consumer confidence begins to slowly build and money trickles back into the real estate market. You see, in Vancouver specifically, there's always money on the sidelines. What that means is there is a lot of capital, whether it be local, foreign, investor, or owner-occupier, always looking to get into the market. Now, none of this is really news to any of you. Everyone's been watching the news for the last 18 months. What may surprise you is the observation that, typically speaking, the threat of interest rate hikes actually stokes this fire even more. I understand that this goes against conventional wisdom, but I can assure you I've seen it before. Typically what happens is folks who are still remaining on the sideline, hoping that once the market cools off, they'll be able to get right back in, are actually forced to jump back into the market with the threat of an increasing interest rates. So it's clear to me that if this pattern, should it repeat itself once again, we'll actually see a further spike in market activity. This equation is quite simple. You take increasing consumer confidence, ultra low supply, you sprinkle in a threat of increasing interest rates, and what results is a significant uptick in market activity. So what does this all ultimately mean? Well, no bold predictions here. To be honest with you, no one really knows. We are still in uncharted waters. All I've done is shared with you some of my experiences over the last few cycles and made some observations. Of course, there's a lot more to real estate financing than what we've covered in this video. So if you have any questions specific to your needs, please feel free to reach out to myself, and either I or one of our trusted mortgage partners in our network can reach out to you and hopefully guide you through them. Thank you for joining, and until next time.